In today's video, we'll be bringing you guys my top 3 best builds in NBA 2K26 for Season 3. I'm going to be giving you point guard, small forward, and center position builds. Starting off, we're going to go with center, 7'4", 230 pounds, with a 7'4" wingspan. Moving on to the builder, we're going to max out our three-point shot to an 89-3. You do not need to touch your midi because you already get all the jump shots that you need when it comes to, being able to shoot. You don't need to max out your midi at all. That's it. You already got everything that you need. We're also going to go with an 89 free throw. Now, to keep in mind, this is my 5v5 build. I like using this build in the random rec. I made it to the random rec play style. I know some people might be like, yo, you don't need this, you don't need that. I get that, but it fits my play style and the game mode that I play. So what we're going to do is with our playmaking, we're going to max it out to a 94 pass accuracy. Yes, 94 pass ac. If you do have enough cap breakers, you can access a +5 to your pass ac to make that a 99. That's exactly what I did. So I went with a 94. We're going to put a 65 ball handle with a 44 speed with ball. Now moving on to the finishing, we're going to go 95 standing. We're also going to be doing the same thing that we did with our pass sack. So we're going to go 95 standing. Again, if you do have some extra cap breakers, you can go ahead and add that to your stand dunk to make it a 99 standing. We're going to go with a 73 drive and dunk. You can still get a little bit, you can still get a little bouncy, get a little crazy, but I believe Dwight Howard might be the best dunk package with a 73 drive and dunk. I believe you can put it down to a 65. It's really up to your liking. You guys can use this as a base. So we're going to leave this at 55. We're going to go with a 66. Yes, we're going to go with a 66 post control, and we're going to leave our finishing just the way it is. Now moving on to the interior defense, we're going to go 76 interior with a 84 block. Yes, I truly believe silver is the best. Now, again, NBA 2K26, you can add max +1s, max +2s. I believe that this is the sweet spot for the block and the interior defense. This is pretty much all you need, especially when you're a center. You're also 7'4", right? You're not playing against anybody who's bigger than you. You're most likely going to be playing somebody who's your height or even just a little bit shorter than you. But if you're 7'4", I think this is perfect, especially when it comes to guarding centers in the paint. Again, you're 7'4" with an 84 block, which you can max +1 or max +2. We're also going to go 50 steal. I'm not going to lie. If you play in lanes like a hawk, I'm talking about like a hawk, you can most definitely grab lanes, get some steals with a 50 steal attribute. Going to the rebound, we're going to max out our defensive and we're going to max out our offensive. I know silver rebound chaser on a center looks crazy, but again, you can max +1 and max +2. I sound like a broken record, bro. Trust me, this build is OD, especially if you know what you're doing and you know how to play. You could get crazy with this build. So we're going to go 62 speed, which I believe is really crazy as a 7'4". I don't know if you guys remember, but in previous 2Ks, if you were 7'3", I don't even think you're getting above a 45 speed. So being 7'4" with a 62 speed is kind of cheesy to me. We're going to go 81 strength, which gives us silver brick wall, but again, max +1, max +2s. If you guys also want to as well, you can go heavy. If you want to go a little bit heavier to get your strength a little bit higher, you can also do that. But just for me, I want to be able to be as quick as possible, as fast as possible. So I want to make sure I get that 62 speed. And we're also going to max out our vertical to a 71. And that is it. The name of this build, you get shades of Victor Wembanyama, Sabonis, and Marc Gasol. You get inside out break starter. The only weakness is that you don't use post moves effectively. And I'm going to be completely honest with you. Nobody wants to be a post up player in the rec. That's just me, even though you can post up a little bit and get like a little stand dunk action with a 99 standing, but it's all preference. All right. Now moving on to build number Two. I look, listen, before I even get into it, I know I'm gonna get a lot of heat for this build. I know a lot of people are gonna comment under this video and say this build is this build is that. Look, this is by far this is probably like my top two favorite build in the game right now. I already know you guys are gonna go crazy about this build, and maybe in a good way and a bad way. So the position, we're gonna go point guard, height 6'2", weight 185 pounds with a 6'3" wingspan. So what you're gonna do is, again, if you have some cap breakers, we're gonna go with a 94 3 ball, right? We're gonna add +5 to the 3 to get a 99. We're gonna max out our free throw to a 99 as well. We're gonna go 96 ball handle. Yes, 96 ball handle. Again, if you have some cap breakers, you can't get a 99. You cannot get a 99 ball handle. The max you can get is a 98 on this build. We're gonna go 96, and you're gonna add a +2. We're going to put a 91 speed with ball with a 61 perimeter and a 40 steal, right? And then for our layup, we could get a little crazy. We're gonna put a 93 layup. Now, this is pretty much how the build is gonna end off. We're gonna go 55 strength with a 61 vertical. We can't really put too much defensive rebound. We can't really do much to begin with because of these two attributes that we got right here. We got a 96 ball handle with a 94 3-point shot. We're gonna put up our pass sack to a 76. We're gonna go with a 85 agility. Yes, an 85 agility. Now, the reason why I went with this build the way that I made it is because it's an offensive juggernaut. Again, I like to play a lot of 5v5 pro-am / rec. When you come out with a build like this is something that you're playing corner with on defense. Oh, but he can go back door. He can do this. That's fine. That's why there's 5 players on the court. You have help defense. You can also switch, right? If somebody's cutting back door, you can switch with your teammates. You can do a whole lot of things. So for this build to have a 61 perimeter defense, I think you're lucky enough to even get that. You do get a 99 3-point shot, which is probably, it's almost like having a Zen with a 99 3-point shot, right? You're going to get a 98 ball handle, which gives you every playmaking badge in the game, right? Aside from dimer, break starter, stuff like that. But when it comes to dribbling, you're going to have legend ankle assassin, legend handles for days, right? You're going to have all that stuff. By far, you're going to have every shooting badge in the game. Plus, how can I forget this? You get a 93 drive and layup. So your float game is going to be insane. Your green window is going to be huge with legend finishing badges, right? Float game, layup, mix master, stuff like that. You're not going to have to use any max +2s, max +1s on your shooting or playmaking badges because it literally maxes out at legend. So you're completely fine with that. All right. So for the I left the best for last, right? This is still by far probably, aside from my 7-4, this is my favorite build in the game. This is also my day one build. I did make this build literally like, I'm going to say September. I got early access, which was, I believe, August 30th, if I'm not mistaken. I think I made this build literally the next day, August 31st. So this is my day one build. We're going to go small forward, 6'9", 185 pounds with a 6'9" wingspan. Now, this build right here is literally it's like another offensive juggernaut. You do get tons of defense with this build, which I love. You can do a lot with this build, man. You can do a lot with this build, and it could get even scarier with cap breakers, right? Thank God for cap breakers, because every build in this game is literally like a demi. First off, we're going to go with a 93 ball. We're going to go with a 93, and we're going to add a max +1 so we could get deep bomber takeover, right? If you look, 91, it takes a lot, right? So it's better off if you go 90 and you add the 91, you add the +1 to your 3 ball. We're going to go 93 midi, and then you add the +1 to your mid-range to get, oh, you don't really get anything, to be honest. You don't get much. Okay. But you could still add that +1 to your midi if you like. You could also, or you could just leave it at 93. I believe, yeah, you know what? I did add that +1 to my MIDI because I had nothing else to put my cap breaker on. So I just went ahead and put a 94 mid. But you can literally do whatever you want with that. We're going to go to 8. We're going to go at 80 free throw. I didn't really use this build that much in 5v5. This is more of a twos build, right? If you guys know me, I do play a lot of twos, especially with Cole the Man. We run a lot of twos, right? We're going to go 60 pass act. Listen, if you're using this build on the twos, you're not passing the ball. This is literally just to score, get a bucket, and get stops, right? So we're going to go 80 ball handle with a 75 speed with ball. We're going to go 92 perimeter defense, which I absolutely love, right? You can get legend on ball menace. I hope you guys know that with your max +2. We're going to go 73 steal because steals are still not as OP as they once were. We're going to leave 52 block how it is. We're going to go 60 interior, 75 defensive rebound. This build does get rebounds, bro. I'm letting you guys know right now. This build gets a lot of rebounds. I'm actually shocked at how many rebounds this build gets, especially when it's like wide open. We're going to go 87 drive and dunk. I'll be completely honest with you guys. I did mess up. I meant for this build to get a 93 drive and dunk for, I believe it's Hall of Fame posterizer, but I messed up on the cap breakers. What I suggest you guys do is maybe go 89, right? Also, make sure that your vert is where it needs to be. I had 75, and I believe I added 5 more. We're going to go 85 speed, sorry. And we're going to add the max +1 with an 85 agility. You can also lower that too if you like. Leave that how it is. You could do 89 right there. Leave that how it is. And then once you get your cap breakers, you add the +5 to it to get your 80 vert. So you can get all of your contact dunks, all the stuff that you need. But I'm going to be completely honest with you. I believe this right here, how it is more than enough. So this is how I started my build. This is my day 1 build right here. I still love the way it is, even without cap breakers. For those who don't have any, you can still get super crazy with this build, bro. This build is a pure bucket. Look, you got shades of Paul George, Gerald Wallace, and 16-17 Kawhi. If you know, you know, bro. Look at the weaknesses. Don't look for him to pass much. And what I said not too long ago, I literally said this build is a walking bucket. You literally take this build to the tools just to get buckets. You don't look to pass the ball. It's literally to get up a shot. If you miss, make sure you running with an inside who gets a lot of rebounds. He passes it back to you, and you can literally just fade all day long. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. If you guys rock with these builds, if you guys could do me a huge favor, make sure to hit that like and hit that sub button. We are grinding to 10K subs. I cannot do this alone, right? I need you guys' help. So make sure you guys hit that like and that sub, and I'll see y'all boys in the next one, man. Peace.